Hi guys, welcome to a quick tutorial video for Splitgate. Today we will be talking about portals. If you find the video useful, give it a thumbs up. If you enjoy the content, subscribe with notifications on. I've recently had some friends play Splitgate for the first time, and during their first couple of games, they seemed to be fairly comfortable using the weapons, being already FPS players. However, they didn't really move around the map all that much, and the portal system seemed a bit complex and unnecessary at the time, as they were still getting kills. One thing to know about Splitgate is, portals are important. They're a major tool in the game, and you should absolutely be using them. Portals can be used in a few different ways. Offensively, when you want to get that one camper in the back of the map, but just can't run at him before you inevitably die, portaling behind him or to a different line of sight can help. Defensively, when you're being shot in the back and have no time to turn around before you die, portaling to a safe spot or somewhere unexpected will save your life, most of the time, and we'll come back to that. Momentum. Some places on the maps are unreachable just by running and jumping. You might have to jump through a few portals to get there. Trick shots. Take some practice, but they can be easier than you thought. So at this point, you're probably staring at your screen and thinking, that sounds great, Mo, but where do I even start? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's start with defensive portals, because shooting people while you're dead is difficult. Part 1. Defense. My first tip would be to make sure your portals are on comfortable keybinds and you can hit the buttons without having to think too much. My portals are on mouse scroll up and down. Having the portals on the mouse will make your movement with the other hand a lot smoother, but if you want your portals elsewhere, that's up to you. Start in training or in a private match, and practice just running around and placing your second portal on the blue surfaces. Don't think too much about why yet, just get into the habit of finding a nearby surface and hitting it. This will build up your muscle memory a bit and make it easier to do this while under pressure. This will be your emergency portal. After you feel comfortable placing your emergency portal, try placing your first portal in a safe or relatively high area. This will be your safety portal. Once placed, forget about it. Continue placing your emergency portals, but this time it will link to your safety portal, and you will now have the option of taking it if you get in trouble. Try to aim your emergency portal near the ground. The last thing you want is to get stuck on a small step on your way to freedom. At this point, you need to be aware that enemies can shoot through your portal, and if your safety portal is compromised, you may be shot from what you thought was a safe exit. To help minimize this risk, start closing your emergency portal when not using it. My keybind is left alt, but just make it something comfortable to hit, as you will be using this a lot. You now have some basic knowledge on the defensive side. Play around with your safe area to find a spot that works for you, and you're all set. Part 2. Offense. Offensive portals can come in a few different styles. You can portal into an area controlled by the enemy, hoping to shoot them in the back, or you can portal somewhere high up to get a better view of the map and hopefully pick someone off without exposing yourself too much. Either way you want to use your portals, I would suggest using your second portal as your offensive portal. This way your first is still in a relatively safe area, and you can go back to the defensive portal method if things go badly. Don't be afraid to go through the same portal a few times. People will tend to watch you and not where you might exit from. Although, as you get better, you will start watching out for portals and be less focused on one particular enemy. Part 3. Momentum. Now for the real fun bit. Most of the non-competitive maps have a huge amount of verticality and great potential for gaining momentum. Momentum is best explained by GLaDOS from Portal.
Momentum, a function of mass and velocity, is conserved between portals. In layman's terms, speedy thing goes in, speedy thing comes out.
So basically, if you have a portal up high and you fall into a portal down low, you're going to the moon on the way out of your second portal. This can be useful in a number of ways. Some super weapons, aka ground loot, can be found in areas unreachable by jumping or a simple portal. When travelling at the speed of sound, you're going to be a harder target to hit. Sometimes it's fun just to fly around the map and land on an unexpected enemy. This isn't the best tactic for your KD, but it beats camping hands down. Trick shots. They can take some practice, but extremely satisfying when you finally pull them off. Just be careful when placing your exit portal. Some placements will do wonders if you have lots of momentum, but might get you killed if you just run through. The best example of this is on Olympus. I swear there should be a suicide by portal counter, I've done it way too many times. Here are some other facts about portals. Anyone can shoot or go through any portal, but you can only see through your own. Be careful even when using friendly portals. Portals will flash when an enemy is within 5 meters. Beware of this if you're looking through your own portal. You only start with 2 EMP grenades, so think about which portals you want to close. Dead enemies drop more grenades, so you can restock that way. Oh, and beach balls can't go through portals. Did I miss anything? Let me know in the comments section. If you found the video useful, give it a thumbs up. If you enjoyed the content, subscribe with notifications on. If you have any questions, come ask me live on Twitch. Or if you're looking for other Splitgate players, join our Discord. Both links in the description. Thanks for watching, I'll catch you in the next one.